Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant jungle, there lived a Langur monkey named Max. Max was a striking sight with a thick, glossy coat and a long, elegant tail. He was the most handsome Langur in the entire jungle, or so he thought. Max was incredibly proud of his appearance and spent his days strutting around, showing off his beauty to all the animals. He believed that no one could match his charm and grace. He looked down upon the other animals, making them feel inferior. Every day, Max would sit high on the branches of the tallest trees, admiring himself and boasting about his looks. The other animals would often avoid him, as they knew that he would mock them or belittle their appearance. Max was too consumed by his own vanity to notice the loneliness that surrounded him. He believed that beauty and strength were the only things that mattered in the jungle, and he ignored the importance of kindness, humility, and friendship. One sunny day, Max was sitting on a branch of a tall tree, happily munching on fruits that were hanging in abundance. As he reached for another juicy fruit, his foot slipped, and he lost his balance. The branch he was sitting on cracked and broke, sending Max tumbling down to the forest floor. He landed with a loud thud, and he could feel a sharp pain in his leg. Max struggled to get up, but his leg was badly injured. He could no longer climb trees as effortlessly as before. The once agile and proud Langur was now vulnerable and helpless. Despite the pain, Max tried to drag himself across the jungle, hoping to find shelter or help. However, his fall had made him weak, and he was unable to move quickly. As Max limped through the jungle, he called out for help, but no one came. He realized that, despite all his beauty and strength, the animals in the jungle were too afraid or too resentful of him to offer assistance. Max's arrogance had pushed them away for so long that now, in his time of need, they didn't care to help him. For days, Max wandered the jungle, trying to find food and shelter. His injuries worsened, and he grew weaker with each passing day. The jungle, which once seemed like a place where he ruled, now felt cold and indifferent. His prideful nature had alienated him from the very animals he once considered beneath him. He had no one to turn to, no one to help him heal. Max's condition continued to deteriorate, and he grew weaker and weaker. His once beautiful fur became matted and dirty, his body frail from lack of food. His once proud posture was now slumped in pain and exhaustion. He spent his final days lying alone in the jungle, with only the sound of the wind rustling through the trees to keep him company. And in the end, Max passed away, alone and forgotten. When the other animals of the jungle learned of Max's death, they gathered together to reflect on the lessons they had learned from his life. They realized that Max's beauty had meant nothing in the end. His pride and arrogance had led him to a lonely and painful end. His inability to connect with others, his refusal to help those in need, and his obsession with his appearance had left him isolated and vulnerable. The animals now understood that true strength and value lay in kindness, humility, and cooperation. From that day forward, the animals of the jungle promised to be more kind and supportive of one another. They understood that beauty and strength were not the only things that mattered in life. Compassion, friendship, and selflessness were far more important.